people? Sorry I haven't done a video in the last couple days. Been busy lately, but I had a good 4th of July. Hung out with family. But today's theme video is gonna be a review of 2014 on WWE wise. What I thought so far in WWE. I know it's only July, so we still have another like 5 months left, but I'm gonna do so far. So I'm gonna start out in January. January, the storylines were Punk was feuding with the Authority, like right before he left. It was Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatts, and then Orton and Cena at Rumble. The way I felt like they're booking Orton, I was mad. I like Orton. It's just they were making him look weak every week, coming out complaining to the Authority. I'm like, come on, can we not do the same repetitive stuff? Leading up to Royal Rumble, there was not that much interesting feuds besides Wyatt and Bryan. Well, Bryan joined the Wyatts, and then he decided, you know what, you guys, I'm gonna break up and then pretty much attack them. It was a good segment. Brock Lesnar had a thing with Big Show. It was just something Brock to do till Mania, just something. Royal Rumble was okay, and then Batista came back. The go home show before Rumble. Batista came back. Okay, I was cool with it. The thing is, and then he won the Rumble. So here are my opinions on that. I really believe, and I'm not a Batista hater. I've always liked Batista. I just felt like his return was done wrong. I felt like his return should have been at the Rumble. I know it leaked, but they should have just moved it to the Rumble or say, oh, you know what? We're going to make Batista's return undetermined. So pretty much have no date and have him just come back at a random instance. 2, I think he should have fought Brock. Hopefully we'll eventually get a Brock Batista match. I want to get that eventually. But, so Batista won the Rumble. Then the night after Royal Rumble, I guess for right now, I've seen right here. My thoughts on CM Punk walking out. He walked out the night after the Royal Rumble. This whole thing happened. At first, I thought it was a work. But now it's 6 months later, and it's still not back. So, if Punk comes back, he comes back. I love Punk, but it's like, you guys, March 3rd was the ultimate point. He should have came back, but anyway, now we're in February. February 2014, we're leading up to Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber match was Randy Orton, Cesaro, Orton, Cesaro, Cena, Wyatt. Was it Wyatt? No, not Wyatt. What am I thinking? Orton, Cena, Bryan, Cesaro. I think we're the last 2 people in it. Sorry, guys. Mine kind of... Oh, Sheamus and Christian. I felt like Sheamus and Christian were random. I thought Lesnar was going to be in it, for pretty sure. So, the story is Orton leading up to the Royal Rumble. Elimination Chamber. Wow, my mind is kind of off right now. Sorry, guys. Leading up to the Chamber, the story going into it was that Orton had to face every guy in the Chamber pretty much one-on-one. He fought Daniel Bryan first, which was a really good match. I really got to say it was a good match, but Orton lost a lot of his matches. He lost to Bryan, and then Friday, I think, he had a match with Christian, beat Christian pretty much. I felt like Christian, why was he in this match? I love Christian, but it just felt like random. Like, he's not going to win. They should have just put Lesnar in that spot. I think that would have been the smarter choice. Just put Lesnar in that spot. But anyways, and then he faced Cena, right? He faced Cena a week later. Lost to Cena, of course, and then lost to Cesaro. I'm shocked. I'm actually happy Orton put over Cesaro. And then I think Sheamus, I forgot if he lost clean to Sheamus. I forgot how that happened. And then the match happened. The Wyatts attacked Cena again at the Chamber. So, which pretty much was building up Wyatts and Cena. I'm like, I know we're going to get that at some point. What else was going on in February? That was really the only thing going on that was major was that Chamber match. Besides that, I mean, there was a Batista Del Rio program. I really did not care about that program. I'm sorry, I really didn't care. It was a stupid storyline. You knew Batista was gonna kick his ass anyway. So, uh, yeah. So, the only really big story going on at that month was, well, they're also building up to the network because the network's going to be out the 24th of that month of February. And then Hogan came back the night after. Wait, I'm stupid. There's another big storyline. The one storyline I really, really cared about was Wyatt's in the Shield. I can't believe I didn't talk about this. The story was, um, it was the 27th January Raw, that Raw. It was a six-man tag. It was Cena, Sheamus, and Bryan against the Shield. Whichever team wins those three would be put in the Chamber match. The Team Cena won because the Wyatts attacked Cena, pretty much costing them the match. Cost the Shield the match, and this is where the story went on. And then that SmackDown, they announced the match is going to be at Elimination Chamber, and man, the storyline building up to it was awesome. And I love at the Go Home show of before Chamber, they had like a big brawl, and then the match itself was awesome. So far, match of the year. So far. And then, but then it looked like there was cracks breaking with the Shield. That's what we thought. A lot of people were thinking it's going to lead up to a triple threat between the Shield at Mania, which didn't end up happening. But it's another. Then the night after Chamber, Hulk Hogan came back, which he looked good, cause dude, Hogan in TNA, man, just uh, pretty much Hogan came back the next night, and then Taker came out and challenged Lesnar at WrestleMania, so that match was made. So pretty much that night, really, one match was confirmed. Lesnar and Taker was the only match so far confirmed. Now going into March. Well, wait. Before that, they turned Batista heel on SmackDown on the 28th because he was getting booed out of the building. Man, I think Batista, it's just he came back at the wrong time. Yeah, he came back at the wrong time. And it's not, I felt like Batista return was on the wrong time because it was the epitome of because we're in the era of the Daniel Bryans and the CM Punks. Fans want guys like that. They don't want like a guy like a Batista just come back and winning the Rumble. So I felt bad for Batista because I genuinely liked Batista because I've always been a fan of the Animal, but you know, came back at the wrong time. So they decided, you know what, we're gonna have to basically had to turn him heel. There was no other. What could they do? I mean, they couldn't keep him as a face because no one was like kicking him as a face. So like, you know what, we're just gonna turn him heel. So then in March, going into March 3rd, the Raw in Chicago, which everyone was like expecting CM Punk to come back. This is where I'm like, if Punk didn't come back, I don't know if he'll be back because I thought he'll come back. Okay. I love that Raw because the opening was Paul Heyman coming out to Punk's music, and pretty much they wanted to do something to pretty much distract the fans from the CM Punk fiasco. A lot of CM Punk chants. That night, good Raw. I really gotta say, so far best Raw this year. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. So far, I'm not saying the best Raw this year, but so far until I see a better one. So far, March 3rd, probably best Raw this year. Actually, you know what? No. There's one that takes its money, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The night after WrestleMania. What else happened on March 3rd? Usos won the tag titles. They were starting to build up a little bit more matches. They were trying to plant the seeds for Triple H and Bryan. Sweaty. Sorry. What else happened? Usos won the tag titles. Paul Heyman dropped pretty much a pipe bomb explaining the whole CM Punk situation. He basically blamed the fans for Punk not being there. And it was awesome. It was awesome. And I love how he tied it to his upcoming match with Taker. Lesnar's match with Taker. And then Lesnar came out, basically says, that he's gonna break the streak pretty much. In a sense, simple as that. Then he walks out, and then Mark Henry comes out, and then pretty much Lesnar beats up Henry. I heard Lesnar, when he threw one of the TV monitors, it hit somebody in the crowd. I don't know what I thought. Brock Lesnar, he's a reckless guy, but I don't know. Besides that, Triple H pedigreed Bryan in the end, because Bryan had a match with Batista, which was an okay match. And Kane had a match with Lesnar, Batista. Then the Authority, Kane, Triple H came out, and then it was a funny moment when Triple H was like, I had enough of this. Bam! Daniel Bryan just kicked him in the face. That was funny. And then, pretty much, then Triple H pedigreed him. After Batista hit the Batista bomb. And then, continuing on. So we were having this storyline between Kane and Bryan, because Kane pretty much was cost Bryan the win at, Chamber. Because it was him and Orton were, like, the final two. So, the following week, that's when Daniel Bryan did the whole Occupy Raw thing. I think I missed, like, the first, 30 minutes of Raw. Forgot why, but for some reason I missed it. But then I caught up, I watched the Occupy Raw segment, Triple H. Pretty much Daniel Bryan forces Triple H to accept it, and then he also adds the thing, if Daniel Bryan beats Triple H, gets put into a triple threat in the title match at Mania. I knew it. I knew Batista and Orton wasn't going to be the main event. Especially now that since Batista turned heel, why? Why would you do two heels at Mania as a main event? Who wants to watch that? I knew WWE wasn't that stupid. They had some plan. What else happened that Raw? I think that was really the only thing. That Raw ended with Daniel Bryan celebrating. It was very, it wasn't a great Raw because not a lot happened. Besides that Occupy moment, no. Then the following week, I'm skipping SmackDown because I don't watch SmackDown, to be honest with you. So this channel, I'm going to digress. I know I'm digressing a little bit, but this channel, I'm going to only really do Raw reviews. When I talk WWE reviews, it's mainly going to be Raw. Every once in a while, if I catch SmackDown, I might do a SmackDown review maybe, but once in a blue moon. I don't watch SmackDown that often anymore. But, following Raw, Triple H announces that it will be a triple threat. Either it will be Triple H in it or Daniel Bryan. So either way, there's going to be a triple threat. Good. I love the opener between pretty much all the three members of Evolution. It was pretty cool. And Batista was like, to Orton, as world champion, you suck. That was a funny moment. And then there was a no DQ match between Orton and Bryan. Really, really good match. Orton, was it a fan or was it somebody? He told somebody, ring the bell. There's no bell to ring. It was so funny because he was being such a, sorry guys, it's hot. Then the main event was, it wasn't a match. It was necessarily a main event segment. It was between Daniel Bryan and Triple H. They kind of aired out their grievances a little bit, and then Triple H walked away. Steph came out and pretty much sent fake cops on Daniel Bryan. They arrested him. And then Triple H came in the ring. You guys aren't even real cops. Let them go. They're not even real cops. And then Triple H proceeded to beat the holy shit out of Daniel Bryan. Really good segment. It felt like I was watching Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression. Triple H who just pretty much beat the hell out of people. That's always been his thing. Good. And then the following week, this was 2 weeks before WrestleMania. That Raw started with Stephanie McMahon pretty much praising Triple H for what he did, and pretty much saying oh, you need to follow us and stuff like that. We're not gonna stand for insubordination. Then Orton came out trying to tell Triple H to not insert himself in this match. And then Batista came out pretty much hating on Orton for kissing ass. Then Stephanie McMahon, because he said, don't drool on Stephanie because she's been drooled on a lot. And then Stephanie slapped Batista. And then Batista spears Orton. Then another thing, Shield turned face by attacking Kane. Because Kane blamed Jerry Lawler for setting up the whole Occupy Raw move.